welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So today I am showing you how to transform a traditional dresser like this one into a more farmhouse look. So this piece I added tissue paper, which is a new product from Redesign With Prima. So pretty. I absolutely love the tissue paper lately. As you can see in some of my videos, I have been adding it to my furniture. So this piece is a bowed drawered dresser. It had, like I said, laminate peeling, so I fixed all that, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did in this video. So let's get started. So here it is. It looks like it needs some work, which it does, and all it really needs is some laminate patching where it's peeling, good clean, and a complete makeover, which is exactly what I'm about to do. So I kept the hardware, I'm keeping it, it's beautiful, it matches the piece, and it's original. So I got started and I scuff sanded the entire piece and patched up the veneer with DAP wood filler, and I used my orbital sander to sand it down to a smooth finish, but I wasn't too happy with how smooth it was, so I patched it up again. And sometimes you just have to patch it up a couple of times to get that smooth finish that you want. So here it is, all scuff sanded and patched up, and I vacuumed inside the drawers at the back. Always vacuum because you never know what's back there behind all those drawers and inside the drawers as well. You don't want your customer opening it up and finding things you don't want to see. So this is the DAP wood filler. It mimics wood, so it's sort of like a plastic wood filler, and I really like it. I've been using it a lot lately, and as you can see here, I patched up the peeling veneer, but like I said, it did need a couple of coats of wood filler and turned out really smooth and perfect. So then I used my Kiltz primer spray, which is my favorite spray. I think I mention this every video. It is such a good primer. It completely blocks the bleed through. Now, you don't have to spray it first. You can spray bin Zinzer 123, which is what I use, first, and then see if bleed through comes through, and then you can spray the Kiltz spray. But I sometimes like to spray it first just to cover those patches that I know will bleed through, and I think this whole piece would have done that. So then I sprayed the Zinzer bin 123 in white. I also have the gray, which I use a lot of as well. And now the Zinzer, like I've said before, doesn't block bleed through, but it gives a really good smooth finish and coverage over the top of the Kiltz spray. But like I said, you can go vice versa. Then once I had done about 2 coats of the Zinzer bin, I sanded in between coats, always with 400 grit sandpaper. And then it was time to start spraying the paint. This is Country Chic Paint's new color called Yellow Wellies. I absolutely love the name. I grew up in England, so we call rain boots Wellies. And it's such a fun name, fun color, and it's like a vintage yellow. I just absolutely love it. It's so fun. So this is, I did about 2 to 3 coats of this color. I would say, I'm going to say 3, because it is yellow and it tends to need that many coats of paint. I'm also using my Wagner sprayer here, and it just gives a really nice smooth finish. So once that was done, I went over with 1,000 or a 1,500 sanding block, which I like to use over paint. Now it looks very yellow. That's because of my lighting. And a bit of the grain was coming through, the wood grain was coming through the paint, which I really liked. And I wanted to change the color of the original hardware, so I sprayed it with Rust-Oleum Satin Bronze. I'll put that in my description. Now it was time to add that little bit of extra character and fun to this piece, and I wanted it to look farmhouse, so I added some Redesign With Prima tissue paper. Now this is also their brand new design. They've got lots of new designs in stock, and this is one of theirs called Tangerine Spring, and I thought it was perfect for this color. It just completely matched, looked great, and it's fun too. So what I did there was brushed on clear coat, which is a top coat that I always use by Country Chic Paint, and you can use Mod Podge, but I find Mod Podge is a little bit too thick. But as long as you put on a thin layer, it should work as well. So here I am just placing the tissue paper where I want it. Make sure to have a little bit of the tissue paper hanging over the edges so that you can just use your utility knife or X-Acto knife just to trim off that edge. So once I had gotten that into place, I got my utility knife just to cut along the edge what you want to do. My camera's moving around there. So here I am just cutting the tissue paper where I want it, because I didn't want it to go over the lip part of the drawer. Now this knife is new to me and I really am liking it because it has a putty knife on the other end. I will put that in my description as well, where I got that from. Oh, and my whole paper came off. Oh, these things happen. So I guess I didn't put enough clear coat on, or it just wasn't sticking, which never really happens. So I just placed that back on. I guess I didn't press it down enough. So make sure you just run your hand over it. You can also use an iron, which I haven't used before, just to get rid of wrinkles beforehand, before you stick it on. You can iron out the folds. I actually have ordered a steamer, a handheld steamer, so that I can steam out any folds or wrinkles before I add it to my furniture. I'll put that in the description, or I can show it in my next tissue paper video. So I forgot to show you, just to seal that tissue paper, all you need to do is just run over it with clear coat again. Just brush it on to seal it. And then I just sanded the edges of the drawers and sanded the edges of the tissue paper just to give it that sort of distressed look. And I also distressed the rest of the dresser. As you can see here, some white showing through, which is exactly what I wanted, and little areas of wood. Then it was time to top coat the entire piece. So I used Country Chic Paint Clear Coat. Again, it's my favorite clear coat, and I'm wearing my mask, my N95 mask. I can put that in my description as well. That one is from Amazon. So here is a closer look of me just spraying the top coat. See how it goes on there? It just goes on so nicely. And then it has this beautiful sheen to it on top. Then it was time to add the hardware, which is most likely the last step to refinishing your piece. And I just love how this piece looks, and I can't wait for you to see it. And here is what it looks like. Absolutely beautiful. I think this is probably one of my favorite pieces. Now you can see some yellow just popping through. It's a bit brighter than the actual yellow on there, and that's because those are the areas that I sanded, so the yellow sort of popped out a bit more, and I loved that. It turned out perfectly. Exactly how I wanted it to look. A beautiful farmhouse style. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that video. It is such a beautiful piece, and guess what? It sold immediately. As soon as I posted it, I got messages and it got picked up. And I wish I kept it. It is so beautiful, but I just don't have the space for it. So it has now gone to its new home. So thanks again, everybody, for watching, and I will have a new video with another great piece next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again, and have a great day.